Alright, morning everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make an animated GIF using Photoshop and how we can put that GIF into Muse as part of our website. So the first thing I'm going to get you to do is in Photoshop, if you go to New, and we'll create a new document here. Now let's set it up in pixels and let's go say 800 pixels by 800 pixels. Keep your resolution at 72. Check your background contents are transparent. Yours will probably be set to white, but keep it on transparent because GIF is a file type that will include transparency, and that's what we want with our animated GIF. So our new layer here is here and created. I'm just going to choose the text tool. We're just going to make a really simple one just to show you how it works, and then you can go as far as you want making these kind of animated GIFs. I suggest only make it a couple, one or two of them, just to create some sort of focal point in your website. So with the text tool, I'm just going to type, I might just type, I don't know, something like click here, click, whoops, and I'm just going to, I'll make it a bit bigger than that, I might make it 72. Click, and on the next layer I am going to create another, well actually it's going to create a layer for me automatically. No, it'll do that. So click now, and that's pretty much it. I might make these a bit bigger, so I might bring that up to say 100 points, and I'll bring the other layer up to 100 points too. 100, just so it's a bit bigger and we can see it. Now, the reason I put it on the two layers is you'll see, I'll show you now. So we need to activate our timeline in Photoshop. Now you probably can't see it, so you need to go to Window and choose Timeline. This will bring up this box down here. Now, it may be on Video Timeline, but what we want to do is we want to choose the Create Frame Animation option and just click the button there, and that'll change the box, the dialog box, is something that looks like this. Now what we need to do is this little drop down tab here, if we click that, there's an option here to make frames from layers. What that is going to do, it's going to turn these two layers here into animatable frames. So if we click that, and there we go, there it is there. Now at the moment they're set to 0 seconds. So what you want to do is you just want to hold shift and click the other box so that we can change the time of both of them. I think 0.5, so I'm going to try 0.2 of a second, and choose this option here to forever. So we're going to loop the animation, and you've got play controls down here. Just click play, and then you can see our layers are animating frame by frame, one by one. Okay. Now you can stop that. Now what we need to do is we need to export it so that we can drop it into our Muse website and we can get it to animate. So in order to do that, just go up to File and go to Export, and export, save for web, and we want to choose the option of GIF. All right, you don't need to worry too much about these other options. The reason we're choosing GIF is because it's a file type that contains transparency and animation as well. So we have to use this file type in order to create an animated GIF. Now I'm just going to make my box a bit smaller here so we can actually see it. There we go. Now, just choose GIF. 64 is good. Make sure transparency is ticked. You don't have to worry too much about anything here. As long as your looping options are set to forever, it should be right, and you can actually preview this in the web browser to see what it looks like. Click now, click now. Notice I've got transparency. So that's perfect, that's what we want. So back into Photoshop, I am going to save it. And I'll save it as, I'll just call it click now. And I'll save it in my Muse folder. Don't need to worry about those settings there. Click OK. Alright, and that's done. Now what we can do, we can go over to Adobe Muse, which I'll open up now, and I'll show you how you can put that into your website. Very easy, just like you put a photograph into your Muse website, you just use the place command. There's a couple of things, it can be a little bit tricky. If you change the proportions of your GIF, it's not going to work, and I'll show you how that works in a tick when this loads up. Alright, I'm just going to double click and open this one up here. I'll just put it on my master page. Alright, so if you go to File, Place, and we're in our Adobe Muse folder. Where's GIF that I just created? Ooh, maybe I put it in this folder. Oh, here we go, click here, GIF. Click now, that's the one I made. I made the other one earlier. Click that, just click the button there, and there you have it. Click now. Now you're not seeing the now because it's animated. So if we preview this in the browser, Command-Shift-E, let's have a look at how that looks. There we go. We've got our animated GIF. Now I can resize that. Here's the tricky part which you may have problems with. When you resize it, it's a bit different to Photoshop. Now, if I grab the corner and click and resize it, it automatically constrains the proportions in Muse. In Photoshop, it doesn't. It won't keep the same proportions. So I could also crop that if I wanted to, because the bounding box is a bit big, but I won't do that just yet. All right, say I want it smaller, and let's have another quick look at it. We go, much nicer. So if you, for example, hold Shift and then grab the corner, watch what happens. Now I can change the proportions of it. And if I do that and then preview it, this is a problem that you might run into. The animation's not going to work, and you're going to ask, why is that animation not working? That's why it's not going to work. So you can't change the proportions of it. Command Z to undo that.